Real quick, I want to give a shout out to the members of NAPALM. They have strapped on their armor and are casting the spells of awesome by supporting this channel and keeping me full-time every month. Thank you so very much. And I think you are interested in becoming a member. You can do so by clicking join down below this video and pick a level that is right for you. And I would like to give a very special thank you to the Lords of Napalm, Bounty Code, Jared Woodhouse, Daimlos, Farthest Reach, Sparrow, Christopher Hensel, Random Rob, Kenneth Kramer, Rodney Mom, Zelik Lived, Vander, Galerain Moonsong. What's the takeaway? Thank you for your highest tier membership. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to the members of NAPALM. They have strapped on their armor and are casting the spells of awesome by supporting this channel and keeping me full-time every month. Thank you so very much. And I think you are interested in becoming a member. You can do so by clicking join down below this video and pick a level that is right for you. And I would like to give a very special thank you to the Lords of Napalm, Bounty Code, Jared Woodhouse, Daimlos, Farthest Reach, Sparrow, Christopher Hensel, Random Rob, Kenneth Kramer, Rodney Mom, Zelik Lived, Vander, Galerain Moonsong. What's the takeaway? Thank you for your highest tier membership.
It's a thing where if they,
Hello,
if
everybody.
they strip ego out of the equation, pay themselves a livable wage as opposed to trying to pay themselves like AAA devs, and etc., then they could make, you know, they could have a healthy small scale niche product.
Right.
But I mean, we're on the air and I can say this live. I know for a fact that that's not what they want, because that's not what was pitched to investors by certain individuals who made claims that it was going to be way more than a niche product.
Well,
I think, you know, but like you said, it's all there. I mean, all of the stuff is there.
if
So I'm
if they decide to do it, if they can do it, you know, I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. But the basic gameplay is good. I really enjoyed it a lot. Would do it again. Would definitely do it again. And even if they just leave it at that level, if they can just keep the content coming, right?
Well, that's the thing. If they waited 2 more years and did what they needed to do, which is truly rebuild it into their own thing, as opposed to just slapping a new coat of paint on it and trying to claim that it's a new game when it's still actually Saga of Lucemia, they need 2 more years to do that. And I think we're all in agreement on that. Those of us who have looked at it and played it, they need 2 more years of content.
I think so. And then it would actually probably turn out to be really, really cool. You know,
yeah,
like it is cool right now, but it could be like special, like really special. You know, like stand on its own and be its own thing. Because it's cool right now.
I don't know why they just don't slap an early access title on it. Like I really,
that feels like
I don't understand.
That's what Fractured's doing right now, for example.
It's like Valheim is another good example.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why some people get scared. It's kind of like the Pantheon team being scared of the word niche.
Yeah.
Other companies, other groups are scared of the word early access because there's a lot of bad blood that goes with early access titles.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with it if you've got a good early access product.
Yeah, if it's fun and you can tell that that's what it is. You know what I mean?
The only complaints I've heard, the only genuine complaints I've heard about Embers Adrift is that it lacks content and it has performance issues.
Yes.
And the first is because they stripped out all of the stuff that was there before. And the second is just an indie problem that plagues a lot of indie games. They don't have the funding to hire the professionals needed to do graphics programming.
Yeah, that's what that's what I feel. Like, if they could just afford to optimize it, and, you know, and I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I'm just assuming that there's no issues with the coding, etc.
There's not. I can tell you what the issue is, because it was the same issue that we faced when it was under my leadership. There's no budget to hire a graphics programmer.
Right,
because a graphics programmer wants a minimum of $100,000 a year to come in, and it's going to be a 1.5 to 2 year fix to get it optimized the way it needs to be for, you know, performance level grading.
And I feel like releasing. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like releasing it in early access, they might be able to make the funds they need to fix the things. You know what I mean? That's the point.
You need $250,000, and if you have a good base product, it's not out of the scope of reality to raise $250,000 in pre-order sales. It's not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Sell.
And like I said, as a beta today, I think it's worth $50. Absolutely. Like, they almost do a testing every weekend, almost. And it's a lot of fun. And if you're only playing it in those doses, you're likely going to have enough things to do. It's hard to say because I've only played it 5 hours. You know what I mean?
I haven't touched it because I'm not allowed to. So I can say, based on the feedback I've heard, is that most people run out of things to do after 4 or 5 sessions.
I wonder what level that gets them to. Probably not 15, maybe?
I think it's 30. I've heard 30
okay.
to 40. Again, I haven't played it. I've just been reading forums, and I get...
Yeah.
It's funny, because even though they've blocked me from the forums and everything, I still get... Everybody sends me screenshots all the time and all sorts of fun stuff. So it's 30 to 40. I think they go up to 50 is the max. I don't know that anyone's actually got there in testing yet. But they've got, I think, 6 outdoor zones, 2 dungeons, and a city. Are
you online, Sparrow?
Yep. Oh, like streaming? No.
Did you get my invite?
No, I don't think so.
Your name is just Sparrow, right?
But spelled the actual way.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
When's that coming out, Nathan?
Today. Probably about 2 o'clock today.
Okay.
to around there anyway. And I'm still gonna play around, make it make the video it's showing make sense for what I'm talking about. Is all I got left to do.
So I want to put you on the spot since we're live.
Okay.
I want to ask a question here, because if you do end up reaching out to them and wanting to do an interview,
yeah, and I kind of do want to.
I would love to provide counters if you're interested in that. I don't know if you would be, considering that might be a conflict of interest, making a positive video, because I have insight into how that has worked up until this point. Because based on what they had, versus on where they're going.
Yeah.
But that might be.
And they may not want to do an interview with me just simply based on the fact of, I think there's certain questions they don't want to be asked, right? So
correct.
I would like to do one. I kind of feel like they would think it was in their best interest not to do one. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. But
they've avoided doing any interviews outside of massively and MMORPG.com.
Yeah.
So far. Benlin's not going to be here today. He said he had work, so it's just us.
It's just us. We can do our thing.
I
tried.
Go ahead.
I logged in earlier and I tried raising my harvesting skills, and I was getting no skill ups.
Might be bugged.
Maybe they're working on it now.
We're still too low for any dungeons. I think that was asked in guild chat a little while ago by Sparrow.
What do you feel like getting up to?
I mean, the only thing really to do would be to work on more quests. We would have to find, if I can get in the air here. We have to go to the Inka Forest. That's complete though. Oh yeah, we were still working on blood samples. That's exactly what we were doing for people who need blood samples. At the Jinka gates for the Jinka Forest quest. So this, I can ask this one because I don't know if Zenix is in your chat, Nathan. Ryan is asking, are there any improvements on the net code for Vanguard? I have no answer to that.
I don't either. If Zenix is here, he'll answer though.
That's a Zenix.
Do I go to Tomb of Lord Sang, or where is that?
That was the chunk we were in.
Okay.
Kojin. Oh, it's charging? Did it always do that? Did it always charge to port?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Coin.
I didn't notice that before.
Right, I got 2 of 10 blood samples.
And that's north of us.
Oh, my map's all screwed up. Oh no.
I'm gonna hide in the grass here so I don't get eaten. Well, I can't wait to see your video, Nathan. Like I said, I think if they could just get more content in and get the performance done, they'd be good to go.
I believe so too. I
Which
really
is a better
do.
place. You know, but it also, I'm going to continue to toot my own horn on that subject. Because it is where it is because of the Saga of Lucibia days.
Yep.
And
Did you get an order?
I mentioned that. I mention it more times than they're gonna like.
well, that's good because people need to realize that the design that they have is the Saga of Lucemia design. They
Sure.
changed a couple of things, but content is going to be what sets them apart and makes them Embers Adrift.
Yes.
The content.
And the things that they're the ideas that they have that haven't been put in the game gives it a little bit of identity
The alchemy,
too. Like the alchemy.
That's an Embers. That's an Embers Adrift.
That's an Embers Adrift thing. Yep.
The Ember ring thing. I gotta call
It's a
bullshit
campfire.
on that.
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
a campfire.
campfire from Saga of Leukemia.
It looks
But-
cool though. Whoever designed it looks great.
Yes, but-
and that is a really cool gameplay element.
Yes.
But it would have been cool even if it had just been a campfire. You know what I mean?
But I will say, and I will give them credit for this, once they get alchemy in, assuming they can get to that point, that will help them define that feature as their own without it being a throwback to Saga of Leukemia. So that's just, they need time to get those features pulled away and refined as their own. And while it might sound like I have a craw in my throat, you know, I wish them, like I said, they need to be successful.
Yeah. It wouldn't be good for the MMO genre for them to flop belly
It would
first.
also be great, and I'll put this out in the public, it would be great if they would unblock my email
Good morning,
account
Archbishop.
so that I could actually make an account and go play it.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like that's not a good idea to do that.
Well, they booted my brother and I from Discord. They banned us from the Discord, and they banned us from the website, blocked our IPs, blocked our email addresses, and it's like, why? If you're gonna make the public statement that you wish us the best of luck and we're wishing you the best of luck, then why can't we all be adults and, you know?
Yeah. What's up, Elliot? We are getting some more blood samples. A couple of people got to finish up that quest, and we're going to see where that takes us. Just talk MMOs while we're playing. What drops the blood here? Is it? I don't remember.
I think all of these things.
Okay.
Oh, if later, if you guys are interested in doing the Dire Brew boss in World of Warcraft class,
The what boss?
Dire Brew, it's the Brewfest is going on right now,
Oh, okay.
and it's you zone into Blackrock Depths at the the tavern, and you smash some kegs, and then it's that one little alcove to the left. As soon as you get in the tavern, is where they port you to, and the boss has a chance to drop epic trinkets and weapons.
Okay.
Also, if you participate in the Brewfest, you can get a special ram mount or the Kodo. So you can get the a Dire Brew Kodo, which is like the racial mount for the Tauren.
Oh, right. Like Alliance members can get it?
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yep. Just like Horde can get the ram.
That's pretty cool.
How many bloods do you have, Nathan?
How many what?
Bloods?
I think I have them all. Hang
Because
on.
you keep picking them up.
Wait, I'm not looting anything.
Oh, in chat
I'm-
not this kill, the last kill, it said Nathan.
Is
picked
it
up blood
automatically
sample.
looting? Because I'm not clicking anything.
Yeah, you looted a couple according to chat.
Maybe I did it by accident. I don't recall even clicking anything.
Interesting.
Are they
yeah.
tradable?
I don't think so.
It says I only got 10.
That is bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked up the last one. I think think
Yeah,
that
get
puts
this
me at
turtle.
5.
Let's keep watching. Let's keep watching that because I wonder if it's automatically loading. Like if anybody loots, it's you know what I'm saying? Like it's just automatically rolling or something.
Right.
Or maybe I
Because
was,
you only
or
need 10?
maybe I was clicking it and I just wasn't paying attention.
I got that one. 4 of 10.
You think these villagers could have it? Probably just the creatures, right?
It's just the creatures, as
Okay.
I recall. It was like all the wildlife.
Oh, there's something sneaking around here.
Yep.
It says any of the creatures that roam the forest.
Okay. I had to have been just clicking it and not paying attention to what I was doing.
I got that last one.
I got one.
There's a 4 dot.
Mm.
Okay, he's gonna hit. Feels like there's been even more adjustments to the combat since last week. You guys feel that too?
Well, this feels easier than when we were here last
Yeah.
time, for sure.
Yeah.
Feels like they've adjusted around so it's not like so much like you get that strike and you're down to 2 hit points. You know what I mean? Like it feels more fluid now.
I'm not sure if my slow has anything to do with it, but the healing's going better.
Yeah.
But last time I wasn't slowing them.
I'd say that definitely helps, yeah. That might be what I'm feeling.
I'll answer this for both channels, Nathan. Brian was asking, I just started playing Wrath Classic. I have a Protection Pally and Pagel. Are you all 70? I think most of us are at this point, yeah.
Yeah, and Sparrow's just like half a level away or less.
That's basically where Joey got this morning. He's a third of the way into 69, so
Nice.
he'll get there by Thursday night, I think.
I did accidentally loot that one.
You got it, Bounty? Oh, I picked it up for Nathan.
I accidentally loaded it.
Oh.
I did click that one. I saw shiny and clicked. There's a turtle.
I like the models for their turtles. I think they're pretty cool.
I do too. Hey Robert, what's happening? I made a Paladin Wrath Classic. It's way fun, totally different experience than TBC and Vanilla. I agree, it totally is, and they're really fun in Wrath. And I believe all the classes, from everything I've read and heard, and everybody we played with, etc., just all the classes in Classic WoW just got really cool in Wrath. I don't know if there's any class that sucks
I've heard
now.
nothing but good things.
Yeah.
Like, I've been watching a bunch of, like, these people I didn't know who were big WoW creators, because Asmongold's been watching, like, all their... He's the only one I know. Like,
yeah.
But he's been reacting to other big creators, and so finding out people like Willie and etc. And yeah, there's all I'm hearing from everyone is, like, how amazing Wrath was, and how amazing the changes were in the armor sets, and the gear specs, and the talent trees, and...
Oh, you can get those turtles, by the way, as a faction mount, apparently, Sparrow.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's really cool.
You got it, Bounty? There is a wolf sneaking around here somewhere.
Ooh, that's really nice chest piece.
Sneaky wolf. Nice for who?
For me.
All
Strength
right.
and deck. Is yellow, like, more rare? I take it.
Then blue, yes. And I think it goes to orange after yellow, and then red.
Oh, there's something on you. Yep.
Robert's asking what's the quick explanation of this game. It is a game that released in 2007. It was made by the some of the key developers of EverQuest. It was meant to be like the spiritual successor to EverQuest. It released in a
Early access state.
Yeah, an early access state before early access was a term, and it was unoptimized, very hard to run, and for that reason, it didn't make it. It sold a lot of copies, but
yeah, it sold like 380,000, I think, something like that.
Yeah,
350,
which
380.
at that time was really good. It's still pretty good, even today. For you know, I mean, I don't know. I guess that could be different people feel different ways, but that's pretty good. And back then, that was really good start for a MMO.
Well, even back then, I think they were still charging $50. So.
Yeah, they were.
There's a
add.
chest piece back here then. Heavy.
Add on me.
Grabbing
Mezzing
it off.
the flyer.
Okay.
Well. Excuse me.
But it did make it, mainly because of the poor launch, and then they fixed the game. It was starting to get stable, do better, had an okay player base, but it was shut down due to, you know, who knows why. Lots of theories why it got shut down. But it's made by Brad McQuaid, the guy making, or that made the design documents and the tenets and basically the man behind all the ideas that are make Pantheon what Pantheon is, who has since passed away.
I got my last sample.
Benny, you still need some though, right?
I need 5 more, yes, please.
You loot it. Did you loot it?
Perfect case study.
I looted the
for why-
last one.
Oh, okay. I saw it sparkling.
What was
Yeah,
that?
there's
Yeah.
like a rod on it or something.
Ah, okay.
What were you saying, Rimpo?
I was gonna say it's a perfect case study for your Embers of Drift video too. About
Yeah.
the importance of, financially you might
Optimization.
want to launch it, you might need to launch it, but just throw an early access title on it, please.
Yeah.
Because if you call it a launch product and people go in and play it in its current state, where you have to turn it on potato mode to run it.
Because let's
I
be
think
honest,
that'll-
even putting early access on it, a ton of people will throw a fit about it's not optimized, blah, blah, blah. People are spoiled, you know. Can't blame them. They've got lots of options, and I mean, it is what it is.
Hey Nathan, there's a chest piece back here. Heavy. I don't know if it'll be good for you though.
What was it on? The stone? Oh, I see. I
Right.
see you.
Right where I'm at.
It probably would be. My gear hasn't been really updated.
Where are you at on the?
Oh no, I do have
pre-production on
better.
your-
I do have better. My on that
On
video,
the,
on my Embers Adrift.
No, not that
Oh,
one. The Choose Your Own Adventure. Where
I
we at
mean,
on
I'm
launch of that?
so not doing good on it because I've just been trying to make the money to pay the bills.
I know, man.
It's so hard to do side
Everybody's
projects.
asking me to do like Rings of Power. They were asking me to do House of the Dragon reviews. And I'm
Yeah,
like, when do I have time to do House of Dragon videos if you guys want me live streaming? You either want
Yeah.
me live streaming or you want me making House of Dragon reviews of TV shows, because I can't do both. Like,
yeah. It takes time for make a video. Right? I mean, I've gotten a little bit done since Cringe Pony went off. But last Saturday, when I probably would have got the bulk of stuff done, I needed to catch up on money for the week because we weren't hitting goals. So I had to stream all Saturday. So didn't get hardly anything done. It's kind of like scratching at it right now. I just don't want to make the same mistake I did last time when I made it, where I put all my eggs in the basket, went full ham, and then it almost broke my channel. You know what I mean?
yeah,
What
I'm
do you
in
mean
it.
Broke. Like it was screwing up the algorithm or something?
Well, yeah, because I wasn't putting out content as regularly. So by the time I released it, it did okay, but like
Not what it wanted.
not what I needed for the amount of time invested into. I would have been better off just making regular old videos the whole time, you know?
And the streaming doesn't mess up the algorithm like that? Because it's like content?
In what way do you mean?
The algorithm.
Yeah, but like, what do you mean? Like, does it mess up? Like, when I do release a regular video, is that what you mean? Does it mess it up because I've been streaming?
Yeah,
it's-
because you were saying you weren't making a lot of content before, but you
Yeah.
were saying that now too, but that's because of streaming. But streaming shows up
Yeah,
on
but
your
last
channel.
last time I wasn't making content at all because I worked a 55 to 80 hour week job at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
there were big droughts in between his videos.
yeah, the
Right.
big
So
droughts.
the
I was just
streaming
like,
does count. The streaming
yes,
counts.
that counts as content. Yep.
Content.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because immediately it posted as a video.
Right.
It's not gonna push a stream video unless you're huge out like it does a regular video that you put out. But it still counts. It's still a video.
Yeah, I've found the ones that get good super chats and lots of like chat
Yeah.
in them, it does push those out fairly regularly.
Yeah.
But if you've got a stream where there's like hardly any super chats and
Yeah.
not a lot of conversation going on, those ones they'll get residual views from your users, but it won't get pushed out by the algorithm.
Right.
At least in my case, that's what
It is true, and it's a simple reason as that was close.
Chris.
Oh, not looting that, backing out, almost dead. There's a blood sample on that one.
And that's my 10th, so I'm good.
Right. So I need 3 more.
No, la blanco, la italiano. Gracias, Chris.
Did Brad Let's see, best comeback story I can think of for MMORPGs 14. Yeah, that was a really good comeback story. Probably the best that's ever happened.
I think it's the only one that's ever happened, to be honest with you. Like, to that, like, they actually climbed out of the pit.
And
Most
became a
games,
mega success, too.
Yeah, most games when they fall in the pit, if they're lucky, they end up crawling out and breaking even. And Final Fantasy crawled out and like spit down into the pit and said "fuck you" and went on and
was super successful. Took WoW's crown at least for a little while. We don't know if it's
took
still
all the
true.
corpses of their enemies and threw them in the pit.
Yep.
And they didn't have to go free to play to do it.
That's it.
Right. They
there.
still charge a subscription.
Look how many games had to go free to play just to survive.
Almost everybody.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. I think a lot of that has to do with the sheer work ethic of the Japanese people. Like, they just have a really good core work ethic. And they also just, they don't give up, man. They don't give up, you know? So they were like, hey, this doesn't look good for our brand, you know? We gotta fix it. How much will it cost? You know what I mean? Like, we gotta fix it. We can't just let there be this horrible Final Fantasy sitting there, you know? So it's pretty impressive.
It seems to me, not being Japanese, so from the outside looking in, that because honor means something, because linking yourself with the product, you know, they're going to work to make it better, rather than just worrying about money.
I agree. I agree with that a lot. But yeah,
it would have been so easy for them just to like rebrand it and distance it from the
make a new game
brand and be like, it's something different now.
Yeah, because it's not like they didn't make good money. They made decent money from the sales, etc. They could have just been like, well, oh well, we made a profit. Yeah, my favorite Star Wars Galaxy server, that I haven't played Restoration, but I did like Legends a lot. I really liked it a lot. And when I go back and play it, that's the server I believe I'm going to go play on. I didn't like the regular SWG EMU servers much. That had a lot to do with there just wasn't many players on, I think. Yeah, that definitely helped. The scandal at Blizzard helped 14 because it was an easy jump over for WoW retail players at the time. But even without that, Final Fantasy 14 was freaking hot and heavy way before any of that. As soon as they came back, they started being super successful. I think the leadership of Yoshi P and how likable of a guy he is. Like, typically you play an MMO, and no matter which one you play, people talk crap about the developer. Like, oh, they're so slow, or oh, they don't care about us. You know, you don't get a lot of that in 14. Everybody loves Yoshi P. Like, they love him. You know, like, he's talked very highly. When they have issues, which happens in an MMO, most people are defending him. You know, like, hey, man, Yoshi P said this. He's never let us down. That's the way it is. They're going to fix it, you know? It's very interesting. I can't think of a single other MMO that's out right now that people look up to the devs of the game as highly as they do. We can head back. All right. You got all yours, Benny?
Yes.
Nice, nice, nice. All right.
I have to follow you guys because my map is all jacked up. Bounty stuck on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, let's find a hill. If we can. Gonna kind of fall down the hill.
Yeah. You can just kind of run down, and as long as you get that little hiccup thing where it kind of falls a little bit, that'll fix it.
Actually, mine's screwed up too. I didn't realize. Yeah, no jump.
Go around, see if I can find a better spot for you. Oh, here's another thing you can do, Bounty. Just run up against a wall here. Just like run up against this wall.
I just ran against a tree. That worked.
There you go.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, it broke on mine now. Let me run up against the tree. There we go.
Oh, yours messed up too.
It's a
Only
common
3 people
thing
can fly
right
at the same time.
now. Too many pirates.
I could have evac
No, it
guys.
just screwed me up again. I hit a tree. There we go. But now I know I can just run up against a tree. That works.
Are we going down to the hold? Is that where we're headed?
I'm headed towards Ignimio to hand in, I'm guessing.
Yes, Robert, exactly.
And he's got the Legend of Lord Sang to pick up. Is that the first dungeon we're kind of trying to level towards? Or is that much higher?
I think so. I think it is, for where we're at, anyway.
Oh, is this the one where you go around to the different wards or whatever? It's those green things that were in the forest.
Yeah, I think
I
you're
remember I did this years and years ago. That it was like an unlock to get into the dungeon or something.
right. I think you're right.
Yep, I'm at Delar. Sorry guys, I was eating. I had myself muted.
Quickly, please.
I think of it. Do you? Yep. The Jinkal Wardens. Yep, here it is. Earn Ikara, Koi, and Jian's favor.
More quests. And that keys us for it, I guess.
Yep.
Cool.
The key to the Tomb of Lord Sang. Basically, we just go in order of the. We just go Ikara, Koi, Jin. And then return to him. Here's Ikara right here. Oh, he's gonna have a quest.
Faction grind.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
might actually want to go grab all 3 of these guys' quests before we do anything, because if they're all 3 gonna have quests,
Yep.
they're probably gonna all be in the area. All right, I'm running over to the next guy.
Vanguard, Stars, Galaxy, WoW Classic. Have too many good MMOs to play. I've never done private server for anything. I guess they make me a little leery of viruses and violating laws or whatever. I don't know.
Did it work this time? Okay, we're
yeah.
at the next guy.
I think it's okay when the
Why is this acting?
when there is no official game. Like Stars Galaxy, there's no other way to play it but private servers. Vanguard Saga of Heroes, this is the
I'll wait
only
here
private
for you,
server.
Bonnie.
I know the developer of this one, play with them quite often. So yeah, I feel what you're saying, Robert. But I feel like if you can't, this is the only way to play the game, and you want to play the game.
Running into a tree
You know.
will also screw you up.
Yes.
Yes.
So
I
it
can't
fixes
take
it
off
and
now.
screws you up.
The tree
Just run
give
into
us
the tree
and take
again.
us away.
I had to
Yeah.
pick a bigger tree. It worked.
Pick a bigger tree. Yeah, it can't be a little bamboo tree. You need to something with a little girth.
All right, I'm at the 3rd one. I'll be right
God is
back.
good. Good morning, Graham.
Sparrow. I need to put my plate in the kitchen. I'll be right back.
Just just get closer. It'll pop.
I heard you coming from 50 paces.
Yep.
Bio, I'll be right back too. I'm on follow Sparrow as well.
I feel so followed. 2 new followers.
2 new followers today.
Mana Rohan asked you, Bounty, which shenanigan is your favorite?
It's always there if you change your mind. Yeah, that's true. Falling through the pledge means a lot, like you said, the honor thing. The honor thing I think is really, Sparrow brought that up, but yeah, I think that has a lot to do with the Square Enix, that department, at least of Square Enix, with Final Fantasy XIV that really pulled them through. We're waiting on Rimfell and Maduros to get back.
I'm fighting.
Something on you?
I don't know. I heard something getting smacked.
Yeah, I did too.
Yes, I have a reverse harem, Elliot.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right. We got something nearby, right? Because we got all 3 now, right?
Yeah, Creeper Wings, Jincaw Claws, and Vine Beasts. So basically all the things we were killing before, let's see here. Jincaw Wardens. Let's see. Vine Beasts,
Yep.
Stone Gazers, and Creepers. So the same things we were killing to get the blood drops, we now have to kill for... It looks like one's a kill quest and 2 are item quests.
So do we have to loot off of them again?
For the Stone Gazers and the Creepers, yes.
Darn.
Oh yeah, this will be a couple sessions probably. Old school.
The Vine Beast.
It looks so creepy.
Yeah. That's a nasty monster.
It reminds me of the Demigorgon mouth, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Oh, that actually. Okay, that's the kill one. Those are the kill quests. Okay.
These guys?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the Stone Gazers, Creepers. Are the ones that have the items we need.
Hit that like button. Subscribe if you like MMORPGs. It's what we do all day, every day. lots of vine beasts in this area.
Yeah, hopefully around each quest giver they have their type of beast
Yeah,
they want.
but you're right.
Man, I've been a total noob. I actually have a debuff that I should have been using this whole time.
Yeah, I figured that out with my slow.
Yeah, it reduces the damage of the creature by 20%.
There you go.
Tactical
I'm
Bean.
gonna have to barely heal.
Tactical Bean's talking about a movie. I'm just wondering if anybody here's seen it, called Mad God.
No.
No.
I'm not either. Said it was super
Is it-
strange. What was it generally about, Tactical? Oh, he disappeared. Alright, there we go. Creepers on the list too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got minimized. Alright. Phil Tippett directed. He does most of the stop motion picture for all the old movies. Oh. It has no direction or plot really at all. It's just very mind-blowing and strange. Not a movie for kids at all.
The ambient sounds here kind of remind me of Furot.
Yeah.
He is smacking you.
Yeah. Just a 4 dot. Oh, that's something else I can say, Nathan, that is original to Embers, is the dot system. Which is essentially what
Yeah.
they have here, the chevrons. That's theirs.
Yeah.
'Cause in Saga, we weren't allowing anybody to con a mob. There were no markers whatsoever to know what difficulty it was. It was hit it, see how hard it hits back, and that's going to be how you know whether or not you need to bring friends. So I could say that's the chevron system is them.
Yeah, it's similar to this, except for they kind of took it to the next level. 'Cause well, actually, it's super similar to this. It's, I guess it feels different, but actually, it's pretty much the same system as in this one, except for, and it's hard now because now I know the private server version, and I don't know if that's accurate to launch or not.
Live Vanguard?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same in live.
Okay. Then I would say it's the same, but not the same. So like 2 dot, you need 2 people. You know.
Gotcha.
3 dot, you need at least 3.
Thanks, it's favor 6.
Personally prefer that. I don't want to be dead to figure out I need somebody else to help me. I like that better. A con system of some sort. even if it's a minimum.
I think I like it better, but I can't. I'm not sure if I do or not, because I don't think I've ever played a game where I didn't know, so I'm not sure.
The way Saga was designed was certain classes, or not classes, but certain skills in the game would allow you the ability to.
That's interesting.
That's kind of cool.
That's
Skill level.
interesting.
And it was only people who, like trackers, for example, you would be able to get a skill that would let you detect.
Nice.
But that got stripped out and they put the chevrons in. So that one's on them. They can claim that one too.
There's some features in the game that I am shocked that they don't. I've never heard them talk about before, such as like, when we were attacking the thieves, and I kept seeing other people who were like jumping in the game because they saw me playing it, so they downloaded the game, started playing. Who were the same thing was happening to them. It's like, you know, you attack a humanoid, they're gonna call for help. You know, like. You start beating them up, they're gonna start calling for help, and like it's a pretty good radius. Like it doesn't take long, and you get a freaking train.
That's Saga Leukemia.
I love that. I love that because it just makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it just makes sense. And then when we fought that ranger, I think that impressed me the most. When we found the named and we went up, and you know we're A&D team. You know we just thought we were gonna go kill something that had more HP and would hit harder. You know what I mean? And we went up and she started using tactics on us, dude. I was kind of like, dude, okay, this is cool. This is how you do like an event, like a boss.
The mob system is basically, they have audio threat, there's visual threat. So you can have a stench factor, which affects mobs. There's an audio range, and there's a visual range, so there's multiple things going on that are carried over from the Saga system.
That's cool. That's cool.
That definitely adds a layer of fear when you're like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, am I getting an ad?
And the death penalty, man. It's got that Pantheon style, drop all your stuff. It's you don't want to die. It's actually I was sweating. We were deep in that dungeon. I was sweating for real, like freaking out. Like we were lost. We didn't know how to get out. You can't just teleport out. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
We had to find our way out, and like
there was no gate or evac?
Nope. Fine.
Oh, right, there's no magic.
Yeah, you got to find your way out of that dungeon, and you can't just die because you'll lose all your stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, technically you can't lose all your stuff. The way it works is, if you die, your equipped items stay on you.
Right.
Respawn back, and whatever was in your inventory stays on the corpse. And then you make a choice: do I go back for the stuff in my bag, or do I just sacrifice it for a gold hit?
Well, I don't know if it was like this before, but you also can't loot.
Yes, that's been there forever. That's the way it's been since day one.
Because you don't have a bag.
Yeah, those are all systems from the previous iteration.
But I assume you could buy a new bag, right? If you just wanted to give up on that corpse.
If you go back to the videos you were covering in your video from a few months ago, Nathan, I forget the name of those two guys. Not the Dungeon Crawler Network, but the other one. Dev and Punk Shoe.
Right.
With some shoulders. Name of their. Anyway, those guys have interviews with me where there was specifically a video I did that I talked about that death mechanic in complete detail, and it has not changed to where it is today. So that's been like that for about 4 years, I think.
I wonder if they're playing, by the way.
What's that?
I wonder if they're playing that game, or if they gave up after the name change.
They gave up, as far as I'm aware. Dev went and got a full-time job and stopped participating in the YouTube stuff. And Punk Shoe pretty much went full-time with just family stuff and needing to make money as opposed to, their YouTube channel struggling and, had to make a decision about what was more important.
Yeah. Yep, gotta eat.
By the way, we don't need the wolves for anything. We need the creepers and a couple more vine beasts, creepers and stone gazers.
Not petrifiers either.
Nope.
Huh. That dropped a wing though.
What was it though?
Hey,
That's not
woof.
right.
Maybe he had
I
ate
know.
one.
It dropped the wing though.
That's funny. It's probably just a general loot table. Alright, I may have gotten a little too far away because we're in wolf territory. There's a vine beast. Don't need the flyers. If I just went too far away from the area we were in? No?
The winged wolves.
Well, maybe they ate one of the things with wings.
That's what
Yeah,
I was thinking.
that's what I think.
Got a creeper over here. Definitely need stuff to use. The other thing I could say that it looks like they've carried over from the Saga system is that taunt is not a guaranteed thing in the game. It's based
Oh,
on a
yeah.
die roll.
Yep.
So
You can increase it by having urine activated on yourself.
well, from what I understand from the forums, that was added because there was complaints that people were very frustrated with the die roll mechanic and the fact that it wasn't a guaranteed chance of taunting. So they added that as a way of saying, well, you can mod it.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to carry around this thing.
It was a decent solution, but because there's a caveat to that, which is that you're gonna run out of urine, and then you're back to, you know what I mean. So unless you go out and farm a ton of it, you know, which you could just go farm animals and bottle up their urine. And that's how you use the urine, like for my class anyway. Before I don't know what it'll change into once I change, you know, once my class evolves into one of the three others. But for what I'm playing now, the urine I will take to an ember fire when they add that to the game to somehow give that a magical something. But it's a resource, so it's kind of like a reagent, you know.
So what do you do with the urine? You throw it at the mob?
So it's got a limited action bar, kind of like Pantheon. The top bar, the bottom bar is your abilities, right? The top bar is items. You can put potions there, you know, any kind of item you might want to use. And you put the urine on there, and it has a little check mark. Try to get that off of you, Maduros. You died too quick. There's a little check mark on it, and if you got it checked, then it'll just automatically use urine when you're taunting. If you don't have it checked, it won't use it. So you got to kind of like, okay, this is an important fight. I really need to peel this off of. I'm gonna use one of my urines. You know what I mean? It makes you say hilarious stuff too. Like at one point, I was like, I would get her off, but I'm out of urine, and that's required for this mob. It's like, Yeah, it's like funny, but it's also it's a fun gameplay mechanic. It could have been anything, but they for some reason they decided urine.
Very unique. I don't think anyone else has ever done that.
Yeah. I think the thought process is it's such an offensive smell that it makes them attack you. Especially since Renfels, I didn't know that. Since Renfels told us about the scent thing, I think that may be the mechanic that it's activating, is it makes you stinky. Yeah. Vander says, so you don't just piss them off, you also piss on them. You also spit in their face, which was hilarious at certain points where, like, I would creep around a corner and spit on somebody's face, and there's, like, an animation behind it where it, like, smacks them, and they like, stagger backwards as they get spit in the face, and then they come running after you. That's the regular taunt, spitting in their face.
I would do it.
So, I think Stans would agree with that taunt system. He likes the little lore behind his taunt, so.
Right.
I think you would, yeah.
Urine is the non-magical version, but you can take animal urine to the, not yet. This is a future thing. You can take it to the Embers Ring, aka Campfire, and
yeah, go ahead.
imbue it alchemically for something. I don't know. It'll give it a little magical property of some sort.
One of my, and this is going to be me nitpicking. And
Okay.
this is not, it's going to sound like it's specific to them, but this is specific to any game.
Okay.
But since we're talking about them, it's going to sound like it's aimed at them. So
Okay.
hopefully context can be applied to this.
Okay.
If they're launching in October,
All right. Well, okay. Because that's what they've said so far, right?
that's
Okay.
what's been said.
All right.
They're launching in October.
Okay.
Why are there features being promoted that aren't actually part of the launch game? Because that's false marketing, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of early access games doing that, where they talk about, well, these features are an important part of our vision. These features are an important part of what we're building. And that would make sense if the game was still in a development / early access state. The moment you've launched your game, that's it. You've launched. Anything
Yeah.
that comes out beyond that is part of your expansion
Or patches. Yep.
patches or so on and so forth. But that's something that sticks with me about any sort of early access and development project when they talk about things. Because they keep saying, anybody that ever criticizes the fact that they took magic out of the game, they always respond with, well, trust us, we'll get it back in the game at some point in the form of alchemy. And that sounds great, but when? When are you getting it
Yeah,
back?
win is the key, yeah.
Because you're launching without magic. And yet you're talking about, anytime someone criticizes it, you're talking about it as if it's already in the game. Well, it's coming, we promise. What's the roadmap? Like, you know, you're expecting people to buy your product based on a promise. You know, I'd love to see timelines, things of that nature. And that's not unique to them, it's against any product.
After this fight, I'm going to AFK real quick.
Okay.
I'll follow Bounty.
I still have no wings or claws.
You have to be quick.
Yeah, I've not gotten anything yet either.
We don't
Me
need those
either.
anymore. We're done with these. We
Um,
just need
are we?
creepers and stone
Oh.
pieces. Yep.
Not bad. Tidebringers, Deep Wardens. Is that the right quest I'm looking at?
Jinka Warden, it's Jin. He needs the Jinka Creeper Wings, and Koi needs the Enchanted Jinka Claws. Here's that's a flyer, that doesn't count. Although, let me look at this real quick.
The turtles drop anything?
Nope.
Nope. Thought I heard someone
There's
get
a
hit.
creeper over here.
Okay. Ah, 2 creepers over here. Nice.
Oh, because the other one I've seen too is people have, you know, they don't have a city in the game yet, and they've talked about how they have a city coming after launch.
Yeah, they actually, and I might be mistaken, but my memory tells me that when that was discussed when I was playing, it was said they said we're saving that for launch. Now I might be wrong, but I thought that was the words used.
Don't pull Nathan, you're gonna go help.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna die. When I'm talking about another game, I'm just on autopilot.
Mez for about 45 seconds. I'll just remez it when it comes out until the healer gets back. Oh, I'm gonna have so much aggro on that thing because all my dots are still on it.
Shoot, I play too many MMOs. How do you... There it is. Come on.
I go away for 1 minute.
Yep.
I'm keeping it locked down until we get rezzed up and stuff.
All right, where is...
I'm flying back.
Oh, I could have rezzed you. Or could I still res you?
still
You can
can.
still res them. Yeah.
Okay. Can't be used in combat.
Okay. Well, where are you guys?
Just, yeah, follow the arrows. We'll have to wait till you get back. The other thing I know, which I'm interested to see if they still kept in, was when we went into testing like 5 years ago, there was no such thing as a placeholder spawn, so there were no camps. It was just random spawns throughout an entire zone or area so that no one could ever claim a camp. You would always be forced to wander and roam.
I don't know.
Ready to break this?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know if they covered that in the dungeon you guys ran or not.
I couldn't tell either. Because we crawled it, so we, you know what I mean? We didn't, we did, you know what? That may be in the game because we did try at one point to camp that named mob, and it seemed like it didn't work. It seemed like she never came back, and we just left. Other things were spawning there, so actually, I guess it is still in the game.
Yeah,
that
was something that went in like 5 years ago to eliminate camps and everything.
Yeah, because we did try to camp, and it didn't seem to work. We just continued crawling through the dungeon.
Well, we don't need any vine beasts. Still in combat, apparently.
Yeah, your pet thing is still there.
Yeah, that shouldn't. There's a creeper over here. Two creepers. Bunch of creepers. Like 5 of them.
Nice.
Does everybody still need everything?
I like camping too. I agree, NASA rules.
Excuse me. Well, I wonder what the aggro range of those petrified oaks is.
I don't know.
They're getting a little close there. I'm like, Hey, I noticed the wolves aren't invisible anymore. I think it's because our awareness got big enough, high enough, big
I
enough.
think you're right.
You can see him now all the time. That's really a cool feature, man. Like, level that skill up and you're good to go.
I like that.
Kind of perception-y.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely where that idea came from.
Although I think with Pantheon Perception, there's more of a lore component to it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just saying that was like the humble beginnings of the idea. That's how most things are in Pantheon. There's humble beginnings from this game.
Got a creeper over here. Oh my god.
Yeah, they smack. they're no joke.
Yeah, if I don't initiate the fight with my little stacks, it's hard to get it back.
And that's with a slow on it. They smack. Yeah, Elliot says, you guys had one job, stay alive.
Yep. You know how it is.
You know, I feel wanted at least. Needed.
Still need those?
Yep. We all need these. These drop the claws.
Oh. Which one do I... Oh, is that the hand in for the kills?
By the way, that definitely is weird. Yeah, that is term for kills. That creeper, excuse me, that stone gazer dropped a creeper wing like the wolf did also. They should not be
Oh,
dropping
maybe we should just be killing everything then.
Killing everything.
I think we should definitely kill everything because it looks like they're gonna have a chance to drop.
Cool. I'm down with that broken feature. I will use that.
Exploit.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that comment in chat, Dark Halo. This game is good. Fractured Online yesterday was horrible. I obviously agree. Man, I hate that game. Gosh, I'm dreading playing
Really?
it. Oh, gosh.
Wow.
I hate that gameplay loop. Like, oh, let's
It's
go
like-
collect some rocks.
Somebody tried to convince me the other day that I should go back and try Guild Wars 2 again because it was the 10th anniversary and they've made so many changes, and I'm like, not enough for me to want to play it.
Wait,
Like,
what
am I-
game? I'm sorry.
Guild Wars 2.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Unnamed. Like, did they get rid of the platforming? Oh no, you still have to do the platform. Then I don't want to play it. I don't like platforming in my MMOs. Like, sorry.
Can everybody heal, stun, CC, tank, you know, DPS? Everybody can do whatever they want. Like, that's just so stupid. Like, take it, all the cool stuff of RPGs, just rip it right out.
Are they calling it an MMO RPG or a co-op?
Yeah, they call it an MMO. Guild Wars 2? Is that what you're talking about?
No. Fractured Online.
Oh, yeah, it's an MMO, yeah. Well, yeah, it's a survival MMO is what I would call it. What gets on my nerves is they're calling it an open world sandbox. No, why don't you just be honest? It's a survival MMO. There's a crowd for that. I don't know why I don't know why everybody tries to say they're a sandbox. Like, just because, you know,
Keyword marketing.
yeah, it's just like, I disagree. It's not a sandbox. It's just a survival game. A sandbox MMO implicates it's a Ultima Online clone to me. Especially when it's isometric.
What just dropped a claw for you, Maduros? That was not a stone gazer.
It was
The
a
flyer?
wolf.
Oh, the
Oh,
So the wolves appear to be dropping wings as well as claws.
They're hungry.
kill it all.
Yep, just kill everything.
Oh man, he chunked you right
Oh, he's
down
a
in
4. I didn't even realize he was a 4.
it. There we go.
He's on Maduros.
Uh-oh, that might not end well. Okay. Oh, now he's on me. Can we root it? No.
I can try.
Yep.
No. I hope
I-
you still have my orbs.
Yeah, I can't do anything. I gotta get stacks on him. This is a class where I pull. There's a couple of seconds while it
Yeah, I
comes
had
to
to
me.
heal 2 different people, I think, and then myself, so probably
Yep.
couldn't peel with that.
Yep.
Got it. Thanks, Bounty. Yep, I got it. How do I get... I gotta eat, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta eat to get your health and mana back quicker. The little berries or whatever. Fish.
There's a stone gazer just beyond us here on the coast.
Dan says the
Might want to wait for your
platforming.
healer. Huh?
We should be okay. So 3 dot. Was he hitting hard?
Uh-huh.
Huh. Okay.
I got you, though.
Actually, the platform is the only thing Dan liked about Guild Wars 2. There's, let me try to think of something I liked about Guild Wars 2.
There's a video out there.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything I liked this?
I liked the music.
Okay.
Yeah, you had a video of something I like about Guild Wars.
Yeah,
Music-
uninstalling it was my favorite part.
Yeah.
I really felt
Wow.
good getting it off my freaking computer.
Downey and I had such a fun time with it, but maybe because we play it as just a duo game, we don't play it. Kind
the
of like
game-
ESO, I play like an RPG. I don't play it like an MMO typically.
The gameplay loop is what threw me off because there's maybe it's not the gameplay loop so much as the questing, the leveling
Yeah.
loop, because they're forcing me to do things that aren't related to the main storyline. I'm forced to look at the map, open it up, and find the unchecked boxes,
Ugh, yeah.
and run around the map and fill those boxes before I'm allowed to do the next quest line. Or if I don't want to do that, I can go grind.
No
power
progress,
points. Oh,
Brock.
how fun! Like,
See, what I loved about it is anytime I'd just walk out into the world, there were dynamic events happening. There was stuff everywhere that would just happen because you came along. I don't know. It just
Yeah,
felt like a really
so-
living world.
So I think that would be cool if they didn't have the map telling you, go do this, go do that, then do this, then do that. I think that's what ruins it. If it wasn't for that, and you really were just out looking and all this stuff's going on, you probably would have a good time. But as soon as you realize
Also-
I have to complete this map, therefore I need to go do this,
Yes.
that, and the third.
And also, this is no different than Final Fantasy XIV. The public events are only fun until they start repeating. And then it's like, oh god, I've seen this one 6 times, and now it's boring. Like, it is interesting the first couple of times it happens, but when the same events repeat over and over, that's that gameplay loop that I just don't get into.
Yeah.
Boring for me.
And once again, Crinkle pointed out, it is true. It's one of the popular MMOs, so it has a crowd. I'm just not one of them. I'm just not one of them.
Crinkle points out, and yet you love and use WoW's Questy that does the same thing.
No,
does it
I
do the same
disagree. It's not the same thing because I don't feel like I can't. If Questy said, "Hey, you have to complete these or else
Yes,
to continue,"
that's big difference.
World of Warcraft is
Well,
huge.
like
I can go to a
getting
new zone like we did. Remember, we played the one zone. We're like, this sucks, and we just left. We went somewhere else.
Or getting
don't have that
keyed for
option.
dungeons, stuff
You
like
don't
that.
have that
That's stuff
option in
you
Guild Wars
have
2.
to do.
No, you don't.
I didn't clear every map in Guild Wars 2.
But you don't have to do everything in World of Warcraft.
It's-
There's like
no.
10 different zones you can choose from.
Yeah, you
10
don't even have to
different dungeons.
quest. You can be like, screw it, I'm not going to quest. I'm just going to run dungeons.
Well, no, you have to
but-
get keyed for some of them.
But you don't have to.
Those, you don't have to do them though. If you don't want to get keyed, then don't do those.
That was
The
the
ones
same
I'm-
thing I felt with Guild Wars 2. Is
I-
I didn't have to do those events.
I-
I hopped all
well,
over the map.
When
Well,
I played
sure.
the game, I was forced to do all of those things, or I
level
couldn't
up.
progress my level to get to the next storyline.
That's the way I felt like. I don't know if it's true, but I felt the same. Like, oh god, I got to knock out all these things in this map. And
I
plus,
haven't played it in like 5 years. So.
And when I played it like that too, the game had just launched, and you literally had to complete all the achievements. That was the end game. So, which is pathetic, by the way. It's not like that anymore. It has a real end game now. But yeah, like I just feel like with World of Warcraft, you're more free. You're not like locked down to you have to do this, then do this, then do that, then do that. Like at least at this point that we're playing it, you just kind of you do what you want. You don't want to do that, then don't do that. There's plenty of other content to have fun with.
That's how I played Guild Wars 2, so that's really weird to me.
And
to
then
have-
You
and
have
then
a different experience than us.
And
Yeah.
then, like Guild Wars 2, also, I never felt like there was an escape from things, right? So it's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna run a dungeon. The dungeons were lame. It was like,
I'll agree with you there.
it was
the
a bunch
dungeons
of,
dungeons were not fun.
Yeah,
But
they were fun.
The completionist in me loved doing all those little checkbox things in my own way, in my own order,
Okay.
and they weren't dependent on the next level. So if you didn't like that zone, you go to the other zone as long as you were high enough level, and you could do those
Yeah.
checkboxes
Oh, I see
at
what
your
you're
own
saying.
leisure.
So I don't know when you guys played. The last time I played was about
When it
5
came
years
out, I
ago.
think.
And when I played it about 5 years ago, I tried it again after having tried it at launch. What you say sounds great in theory, except I was never able to get to the point because by level 30, and I made it to level 30 each time, I would only have the option of like 1 or 2 zones, and I would always, every single time I played that game, I ran up against the point where I had cleared all the checkboxes on the map, I had done public events, I had done all the things I was told that I was supposed to do, and I was 3 to 5 levels shy of being able to continue the main storyline, which means the only option for me at that point is to go do shit that I don't want to have to do, which is public events, because I've already cleared all the checkboxes, I've already cleared all of the other missions, and the only thing left is to grind public events to get enough levels to go do
That
the
happened
next
to me, too.
storyline dungeon. And that, to me, the moment that's happened both times, I just quit the game. That's also
Well,
the
we
same
made it
reason
to
I quit.
80, so we played all the way to max level at the time.
were you guys playing at launch, like the OG
Yeah.
just Guild Wars? Because that same thing happened to me and my wife. We made it to max level. I don't remember what it was back then. And we were having to do stuff we didn't like the platforming quests. And, I mean, honestly, we just didn't like the content. We were okay with the public, the questing type system where you fill up the heart. We were okay with that back then. But like the jump quests and all the weird
I didn't do
don't
the jump
remember what
quest
they all
for the
were.
most part.
Dude, we were doing them all. We
Um,
were like clearing entire zones.
Yeah, I cleared entire maps
Yeah.
and was 3 to 5 levels behind and couldn't progress the main storyline. And each time I only made it to level 30, and I said, nope.
Because
I'm
I
done.
remember my wife hated the platforming so bad that we literally, and this is not a good tactic in the way Guild Wars is built, we went out and we're grinding mobs. Because she's like, I'd rather be here for 3 days than have to go do those.
I agree.
It seems crazy to me that you guys are old school MMO people and you don't like grinding.
No, I
That-
said
that
we
seems
did like
odd.
that. I just said we went and grinded.
Well, no, you were
so we
saying
didn't
the
have to
only way
platform.
was I had to go grind levels to be able to
No, no, no,
progress
no.
the story.
No, I
no,
picked
no, no,
that
no.
over doing
Not what I
the
said.
crappy content that's the game wanted me to do, is what I said.
4 up.
That's not what I said.
And that's not a game where you're supposed to do that. You get like single-digit XP, or you did back then, for grinding a regular mob out in the world. It's
I didn't like being
very
forced
not
to
smart.
grind. I didn't like being forced to grind public events.
Right.
That's not what I want to do. When I've cleared the map of all of the checkboxes, and I've done all the platforming, and I've done all of the storyline, and I've done all of the public events a single time around, and I'm still not high enough level to get to the next main storyline in the quest, and you're wanting me to repeat everything, that's when I start to get bored with something.
I guess we just had a very different experience.
Yeah.
Maybe duoing. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
we
was-
Yeah,
were
maybe-
duoing.
Maybe there was a XP bonus for duoing or something.
And no crinkled. I went all the way to max level. Me and my wife. Now I'm talking OG Guild Wars. Then we went back years later, and we did dungeons, and I freaking hated it. And by that point, we have better options now than we had when Guild Wars 2 launched, in my opinion. So when I tried to go back, I just realized, like, dude, I really hate this game.
The dungeons, I agree, were not fun. But everything else I had a lot of fun with.
Yeah.
I could see people enjoying it. I could.
By the way,
There's
I came
such a
up
cool
against-
exploration sense to it.
I came up against the same problem the first 2 times that I tried to play Final Fantasy XIV.
Okay.
Because I ran out of things to do, and I was so far behind the main quest line that I was forced to go do repeatable things that I didn't want to do. And then they revamped the entire system somewhat like, 3 years ago or something, to where now when you do the, what do they call it, the main series MSQs or whatever it's called, you actually get enough experience from doing the main storyline that you never have to drop out and do all those weird
Fates.
side. Yeah, you don't have to do the fates anymore. You can literally just do the main storyline, and you can get enough levels from the main storyline to just continue that main storyline and only do the side quest if you want to.
Yeah.
And that's how I like it. Like, I love Star Wars: Old Republic. I love Lord of the Rings Online because I have these games where I have a main storyline to follow, and there's lots of quests for me to do if I want to. But the moment I feel like I'm forced to do those quests is when I lose interest in the game, because it's like, now you're telling me I have to do this a specific way, and now I'm losing interest. If I have lots of options, cool, but once, yeah, and that's personal preference.
Yep.
I am curious,
I agree
though, if
with
there's
Crinkled.
I understand where he's coming from, but I obviously don't agree. I would rather stand in this one spot and kill these things all around us right here for days than have to play a class that is lame and just like everybody else and can do all
I
the
adore
things,
mine.
and then you go to a dungeon and let's get this slime to follow us around this corner and take them through an obstacle course, and let's all stack up in this one little corner and nobody move, and like it's almost like you're hacking your way through bosses. It's just feels like bad design to me.
I want to reply to Crinkled's comment in my YouTube chat. He says, you must have missed something. There's no need to grind public events. You can max without ever doing a single one. So I'm going to call that out and say, no, I didn't miss anything. I am an MMORPG veteran who has played every game that everyone else has played, and I absolutely will defend that part of it. I absolutely did everything that I was supposed to do in Guild Wars 2, and was still several levels behind the main storyline.
Yeah.
So I didn't miss anything. It just, when I played it, the times that I played it, that's the way it was. And maybe
We
it's
were
different when you
avoiding
play
the
as a duo.
dungeons a lot. you know, so I think that's why we ran into it, was we did some of them, we didn't like them, and we weren't doing them as much, and I think that's why we got to almost max level, and then we ran out of the things we were willing to do. You know what I mean? I think that's what happened to us.
We got to max level, we did the storyline, and then we started doing the dungeons. I
Nostalgia,
didn't like them, and we stopped playing.
Yep.
I remember, isn't it Guild Wars 2, as I remember correctly, you also got XP from like harvesting and crafting. And I remember
Seems
grinding,
right.
harvesting, and crafting, trying to get more XP, and like going and grinding, harvesting. It still wasn't enough to get me to the next level. It was always around level 30 each time, both times I've tried it. I'd get a couple weeks in, get to level 30, and be like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to poop on anybody's parade that enjoys it. But also, don't try to come tell me I have to like it. I don't. I've tried it. I played to max level with my wife. And normally, because I even had fun in 14 back in the day when it first relaunched, and we played it from beta up, and we did have to run those fates. And we did get a little bored of them. We did kind of be like, oh god, no, this one again. But we were able to power through because we enjoyed the dungeons, we enjoyed the general gameplay loop, and we liked our classes.
There's a creeper over here for whoever needs them. Also, I want to answer, because Crinkled made a comment about the P99 thing. I've said this publicly in one of our multi-streams. I absolutely hate standing in a corner, pulling mobs over and over and over to the same place. I think it's fucking boring. However, I enjoy the friendships that I have with the people that I play games with, and therefore sitting in a corner pulling mobs ad nauseum while I'm having good conversations like the one we're having right now, that's what makes something like P99 a game that I'm willing to put time into. But I did say this about 2 or 3 weeks ago, that if it was just me and I wasn't playing with my friends, I would not touch P99 with a 10-foot pole. Those days are long behind me, and I have no desire to play a game that's the only thing to do is sit in a corner and pull mobs. But when you have a social component to it, that's, for me, what makes it entertaining and interesting. But yeah, I also abhor, like, just that.
Yeah.
And I know that's
nostalgia is a huge piece of that too.
Because I know Bounty likes that style more than anything else. You know, that's personal preference. You know.
Yeah. And I like it too, but
I much prefer the dungeon grinds in WoW. Like, give me a 2-hour to 3-hour dungeon run, and I'm a happy camper.
I enjoy those too. I actually do like those well-designed dungeons, instance like WoW style. That's fun too to me. I like those a lot. And I can run them a lot of times. You know what I mean? I can go do those dungeons, but realistically, besides seeing a little bit of new scenery every now and then, it's really the same thing. If you're grinding, people that do dungeon grinds, they run that dungeon over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It's the same thing as sitting in a corner at the end of the day.
It's just a grind.
It's just a grind. You're just, you know. So it's a moving grind. But I enjoy both styles of gameplay. I prefer this upgraded version of the EverQuest where you where you're dungeon crawling now.
Yeah. And of course I wasn't telling you that you have to like it any more than you were saying I have to dislike it.
Right. Yeah, I understand why people do like it. I really do. I just don't.
Which it disappointed me too, because I love
Very true, Elliot.
Guild Wars 1, and I remember pre-ordering Guild Wars 2 and like, I'm so excited, I'm so hyped, and then I got like 2 weeks into it and I was like, this is not what I thought it was gonna be.
It was very different from Guild Wars 1. And I don't blame them for taking the path they did, and I'm thankful they did, because they did come up with some great ideas that went on to influence the genre. So.
And after the first expansion in Guild Wars 2, we tried playing it again, dueling, and it was way too hard. It wasn't fun, and we stopped very shortly after the first expansion.
Yeah, we didn't care for that one. What was it, Heart of the Wild or something?
Thorn. Yeah, that Thorn one. I did not like it.
Huh.
Well, I think I can say the same thing for. I felt the same thing happen in New World that happened to me in Guild Wars 2, which was by the time I got to 30, I was a couple of weeks in, and suddenly I was being forced to do all of these things that I didn't find enjoyable in order to progress the main storyline, because the main storyline was level locked, and so you had to get to a certain level to do the next quest. But in order to do that, you had to harvest, you had to craft, you had to grind the faction quest, you had to grind the public, the city quests or whatever they were for each individual city. Then there were the quests, and then there were the RNG dailies, and it was like everything was just, and it was all like the city quests and the faction quests were all like these RNG fetch quests, and it's like that's the only thing to do besides these 5 dungeons, and I'm supposed to do this over and over and over and over and over and over and over
And
until I get
would
a
have
ding.
been, I would have been fine with that. But what was broken in New World is that if you played the market thing where you bought the stuff from people and handed in those stupid market quests, you got 10 times more XP than doing the grinds and doing the random things. So it made those things null and void. If you're a true min-maxer, that's all you would do. So you'd be playing that stupid market board game.
Yep, you can market board for quests.
Yeah.
And much more XP than doing the quests.
Yeah, I kind of had to do that because we were leveling
Yeah,
for
me
101.
too. Yep,
And it ended up being I couldn't keep up unless I did the market board.
me too. Yep.
Yeah,
And
and that's what drove me away from that game, was the grind. That type of grind. And I think one of the things I'm appreciating so much about World of Warcraft Classic, and I understand, as I'm dipping my toes into retail now, there's a creeper over here to the left. There are so many different ways
AFK.
Okay.
to level that I'm not required to do these 5 things. I can pick one of 20. Now, it could just be a question of scale. Like Guild Wars 2 might have a smaller scale, or New World might have a smaller scale. So maybe I feel like it's not as grindy in Warcraft, somewhat because it's new to me, but also because instead of only having 4 things to do, I have 25 things to do. So I'm allowed a larger pool of things to pull from, and so I don't feel as limited in the scope. Your healer's AFK, Nathan.
Yep.
FYI.
Let me rest for a minute here.
Okay, I'm back. Our daughter needed some help. There you go.
Yeah, and I think another reason that I got disappointed with EverQuest 2 was, and I know some people totally disagree with this, but and it may have changed and I just don't know about it. But back at launch, I was excited also about the because they were doing a Dark Age Camelot style RVR, somewhat similar anyway, where it was like different servers, 3 different servers fighting each other in this massive battleground, or this massive area, taking over keeps and siege weapons and all the cool stuff. And so I was pretty excited about that. And then everything was so close together, it didn't feel anywhere near the epicness level of Dark Age Camelot. And at the time, this is really old information probably, but at the time, the underwater combat, and it was like kind of required because you'd have to go down and get in keeps through an underwater passage, and that underwater combat was atrocious. And then it became this thing where, and I don't remember why, but, and once again, I'm sure it's changed, guys. I'm talking about at launch. I don't remember why, but the cost of some of the siege equipment to bust down the doors wasn't worth it. And we were literally just beating them down with our swords. And it was like a 45-minute just auto attack a door. I remember tons of jokes of like the PV door. This is a PVD game, player versus door. And it just was nowhere near. It just sucked. It just was bad. And that was like half of the reason I was excited about Guild Wars 2 to begin with. So, to be honest, Guild Wars 2 got off on a really bad note for me from the get-go. Hope you're having a good day. How much content is in Vanguard at the moment? So I can put a couple things into perspective for you. They have questing content up to level 30. They have combat content, so if you're just willing to go do, because you can just start dungeon exploring once you hit a certain level, and almost never you can go all the way to 50 then. There's just tons of them. Now you're gonna see some wonky things. Some of the dungeons have either barely been set up, or some of them haven't been set up at all. So some, because there's a lot of dungeons. There's over 200 dungeons in the game. Some are huge, some are small. But there's a lot to explore just in dungeons alone. So, up to level 30 in quests, and then up to level 50 in just run dungeons, etc. It's quite a bit of content. There's 3 continents, and the classes are really good.
In the discussion of that, I may have missed this because I was tapped out doing some stuff. Did you mention the caveat that quest content stops around level 30?
Yep.
Okay. By the way, I need to wrap up here in a few minutes, guys. I didn't realize it was 10 o'clock.
Oh, wow, it is.
I gotta go work on catch of the day stuff and prep our social media images.
Everybody on my channel is used to it, but I just want to say it out loud for people that may be on your channel, Ran, etc. Anybody that likes Guild Wars 2, I don't care if you like Guild Wars 2. That's fine. It's a meme on my channel at this point that I hate Guild Wars 2. But, you know, I just also like to explain why. I just don't like it. It's just not for me. Sometimes things rub you the wrong way. Now, sometimes it's very obvious. Like Fractured, those kind of games, I just will never like. You will never get me to enjoy a game that forces crafting. I'm sorry. I'm not a crafter. I have
tried really, really, really hard to like survival games. Like, I have tried probably 20 of them at this point, and I just have yet to find one that resonates with me as something that is the only one I'm like passively enjoying is Minecraft, and that's because I play it with my nephew and my brother, so there's like this sense of I'm doing it with people I care about, kind of like the P99 thing, because if it was just me, I wouldn't play Minecraft.
It makes a big difference, yeah.
That whole survival game loop, which is what terrifies me about the upcoming Dune game, because I love Dune, but I'm terrified of its PvP and survival.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Is it isometric too?
No, it's gotta be 3D.
That makes it a little better.
It'll be like their Conan games.
I feel like what I feel like with Fractured is that, like, why'd you even make that game? Isn't it just Albion Online without NPCs? That's the way I feel. That's the way I feel. Now, other people are gonna have their own opinion, but like, dude, do not release an MMO without NPCs, please, for God's sakes. That's just outrageous. It feels so stupid. It feels like an apocalypse. Like, you go to a town, you go in a tavern, and there's nobody there. There's nobody behind the bar. They built a bar. There's an actual bar, like, where a person would work. Nobody there. What?
Didn't Fallout launch that way, Maduro's? Fallout launched with no NPCs?
Yeah, 76, yeah, and people flip tables over it.
Because I'll tell you what, I've been having a lot of fun in Fallout 76. We've been playing on Monday nights, and I didn't know what to expect, but it's pretty good. But when I was told that it didn't have NPCs at launch, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Like, that sounds really weird to me for a game to like have no NPCs.
Yeah.
That just seems like it's a necessary ingredient.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
To be an MMO, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
people told me when I was playing last night, they're like, you're the NPC. I was like, shut up, I don't want to be an NPC.
Don't force me to play it if I don't want to be an NPC. But I had read somewhere that they were just doing that for the free thing, but you said you've been in since the free weekend and they still don't have NPCs.
Yeah, I didn't see a single one.
Yeah, I haven't been
asked
in.
me, have I tried out Valheim? No, but I tell you what, I'm willing to try out Valheim because my brother wants to try it with my nephew, and so we've made the commitment to probably try that over Christmas. because he loves Minecraft, my nephew, and we play it for him. And I love the Viking theme, which is why I would be willing to give Valheim a try, because I like the Viking theme and I would play it with my nephew. But the game itself, the survival gameplay loop does not interest me, and I've tried. The one I wanted so much to like more than any other one was No Man's Sky, because it's like the latest expansion. Everyone's like, it's Firefly in space. You could be a space smuggler, and you can. You know, literally the marketing that was going around was it's Firefly in space, and I went, well, I fucking love Firefly, so if that's the case, now's the time for me to try. And I went and tried it, and I got like 6 hours into it and blew up my ship because I landed on a planet and I didn't land properly, and I got stuck under a giant mushroom, and then my ship got stuck in this like death loop of like bouncing like on a spring between the ground and the mushroom, up and down, 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 taking damage while I was stuck inside, and I couldn't eject, and then my ship blew up, and then I'm like off nowhere with like this recovery thing that I have to do. And I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. You got me for 6 hours, and that right there was enough to make me say, screw you, I'm done. I can't, you know.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what you think about Valheim as well. I think it's a great game. I just don't get into those kind of games. But I did definitely see that there's a lot of value there, especially the boss fights. Those are really well done.
A group of players, it's a lot of fun, because I don't like it solo, but I had a lot of fun with the 101.
I did too.
Playing as a big group of people, that was really cool.
Yep. I did too.
Right, well, I need to head out, everybody. I gotta go prep stuff for Thursday night. I would say this is the point to remind everyone, on Thursday night, we have a brand new podcast launching on the Weave in the Void Twitch channel at 6 p.m. Central. Nathan and I will be having discussions like this, along with other people who want to join us on the show. We're going to be covering a lot of different topics related to RPGs, MMORPGs, tabletop games, and beyond. The show's called Catch of the Day, and we're going to have various topics that are part of the Catch of the Day. And we're going to be fishing in World of Warcraft Classic while we do it, so that we can have a low-key, you know, game going on in the background. The two of us can play together with our co-hosts that come on and join us from time to time. So don't forget to tune into that. That's going to be 6 p.m. on Thursday. I got to get an image prep for that. That's literally what I'm going to walk away and do right now, and get that out on social. So stay tuned for that, because we'll have those out and shared this afternoon for everybody.
My game crashed, just so you know. I didn't just like /Q. It kicked me.
I'm typing and typing. I didn't realize Maduros wasn't on voice comms.
Morning, Xenix. Xenix is here. What was the question you had earlier? Somebody had? Oh, what was that, Renfell?
Has the networking code been upgraded for
That's
Vanguard?
what it was, yeah. They were wondering that, Xenix, if you got an answer.
Oh, and if you have time, you guys can check out Mana Rohan's newest shenanigans video.
Oh, yes, let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Everybody go check out Mana Rohan, if you remember the sea shanty that was, what, about a month ago?
About a month ago, yeah.
So, there's a new version. You want to talk a little bit about it, Sperry? You want to tell a little bit about, because I've not seen it.
Well, some of us ladies decided there wasn't enough women singing in that sea shanty, so we thought we'd do our own little song. And Asira, Aaron Ellis, Crow Singer, and myself, and Mana Rohan did his magic with the audio and video and put it all together for us. So there we are on Mana Rohan's channel, Shenanigans.
Yep.
It's
live now.
parody on Call Me Maybe, but it's called PA Maybe for Pantheon.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I just launched to my first ever attempt and experience at playing WoW Retail just went out. Doing the never done WoW Retail.
First ever, right?
Yeah, first time. Well, I tried the trial with Chris when the movie came out, and way back in the day, I tried Burning Classic for like a week, but neither time stuck.
Okay.
This is the first time I did the newbie island, and yep, I'm gonna be doing my own little single player adventure going through story.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what you think of it.
Yeah, the video just went out, so people can check that out as they have leisure as well.
Yeah, very interesting. What are you playing on there? What class?
Hunter, just doing an orc hunter. I really like the hunter in classic.
Oh, you're playing.
since we're doing
You
that
decided to do horde as well, so you get even more
Yeah,
different experience. Nice.
That way I'm getting a completely different experience. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through, because you can do the expansions now, I'm going to do the expansions in order and get the story out of them so that I have a better frame of reference for things. Because since I've done a little bit of Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King, I finished up the island this morning, and I'm going to go into Cataclysm and do all of Cataclysm, and then I'm going to go from there to Mist of Pandaria and so on and so forth. So that'll be a personal thing. I'll probably do once a week or so here and
Yeah,
there. But,
I want to say something real quick before you get to it. Everybody poops on Mist of Pandaria for the most part, but the quests
My brother
and the
loved it.
world is really cool.
I loved it too.
There was things in the game apparently that people hated, but I have a hard time believing it was the questing or the world, etc. Because I thought it was really well done. I think people just hated the panda.
Timeless Isle, to this date, is probably one of the best things that they added into the game that they never expanded upon.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
probably did.
really had a lot of fun. I played yesterday and finished it up this morning. I think it was about 2 hours maybe to finish the newbie island, and it's probably the most polished, the most fun intro to an MMORPG I have ever played. And I realize that it's new within the last couple of years, but I gotta say, if that's the hook that they're using to get people into World of Warcraft, holy crap. And now apparently I gotta go find it's on Mana Rohan's channel, you said? The
Yes.
new shenanigans video?
Yep.
Yeah, Mana Rohan.
I gotta go dig that up now. That'll be my watching while I'm doing my thumbnails.
Have fun. It's a silly, fun parody, and we had a good time doing it. So
Awesome.
hope you all enjoy it.
All right, well, I'm out, everybody. Is there anything happening?
I'm going to stay and answer some questions in chat that I missed real quick.
Streams on Thursday, so I'll catch y'all later.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. See ya.
All right, see ya. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to get off this Discord call, and then I'll stay and answer some questions real quick before I go finish up my video for the day. Whoops. There we go. Get Vanguard back up. Let's see here. So, Xenix, the network code is all custom written, but it had to match it, Sony's network protocol and Unreal Engine. Was there anything in particular? So it wasn't on my channel. The question was asked Xenix. It was on Renfell's, but I believe what they were wondering was, now I'm doing a little bit of guesswork here, but I believe they meant, has the network code been updated? In other words, does it run better than it used to? And I'm assuming that most people will be referring to launch, which I think just by me playing it today, it's pretty obvious it does run much smoother. I think, now, once again, I don't know this for a fact, and it's been a long time, but I think it's at least fair. It's close enough, what I'm about to say, for government work to be true, that it probably runs as good now on this private server as it did as far as performance goes, but by the time it shut down, which they have fixed all that for the most part. You get a little bit of chunking, you know what I mean, as you're running around the world, and you enter a new area, you'll get a little bit of that, like, where it just stutters a bit, but that's part of the game. That's the way the game is designed, because if I'm not mistaken, the way the tech works, you're actually entering a new, server, zone, you know what I mean? It just is open, so there's no zone line loading screen, so it tries to load that as you're coming up on it, etc. So you get a little bit chunking, but besides that, I think it runs pretty good. I haven't had any complaints with the performance or anything on this private server. Also, just getting chat, seen you in Vanguard a few times. Can you explain to me Vanguard that is and how you liking it versus, say, Lich King or Pantheon or Dark Age, please? Yeah, Michael. So Vanguard is kind of it's a really good game. It's just a good world. We haven't gotten to do it on these group sessions yet. We're coming up on our first one. But to me, it's the dungeons in Vanguard that really stick out. They're just so intricate, well-made, large. You explore them, and sometimes they're so complicated that like it's mind-boggling, and you don't have maps for the dungeons themselves, so you're really having to figure it out and use sense of direction, and lots of mob types, really cool mobs in this game. And it's just really made, interesting dungeons. Plus, some of them feel like throwbacks to EverQuest. They got a place here which I did. I think it's called the Hillsbury Manor, which was super similar to like Unrest. A little mix between Unrest and Mistmore. Vampires in there, and these creepy big undead monsters, and secret doors and passageways, and it's just really well done. I would say that there's probably not another MMO with as good of dungeons at this time as Vanguard has, and probably there won't be until Pantheon launches. It's just when you put that careful love and care into your dungeon building, I feel like Vanguard really did a good job at that. There's so many of them. Like I said, 200 dungeons, some little, some small, some massive. Most of them that I've seen are big. Star Wars Galaxy. No, Star Wars Galaxy we decided to end because we did the Star Wars Galaxy EMU server, and there wasn't many people playing, and it was fun, but it just didn't sit right. It just was not as fun as I was having on Legends. So Star Wars Galaxy's going back on the wheel. But next time we do play Star Wars Galaxy, we're going to play on Legends. I just felt like, mainly because there's more people on Legends, the population was better, that it was more fun, because there's people doing stuff in the world and in the cantinas, etc. Next week is Dragon Ball Online again. We're doing a second week of it because we found it to be very interesting, and we want to dig a little deeper. High praise indeed. Now I look forward to seeing you all do group content. Yeah, and we're coming up on our first dungeon. Hopefully in the next couple of sessions we should be there. We're doing the quest line now that takes us to the dungeon. So the first dungeon that I'm aware of anyway, that's in the continent. And it has 3 continents to you decide where you want to go. And each continent's filled with dungeons and content. Very, very cool. Microsoft bought Blizzard in order to enter the mobile market. Oh, there was some kind of... I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Good lord. Yeah, World of Kings, so they would be entering the market a bit late, but who knows? But it's just a lot more fun. Yeah, that's the way I feel. I know a lot of people disagree with that, but where are you? Because I didn't see... It was like hardly anybody online. Was it easy for him to get the emblem on his cape in Vanguard? If I start playing, how do I do that? So, I believe our emblems, it's hard to see mine this light, are because we're in the guild. I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, Xenix, I don't remember doing things special. I think that's just my guild emblem because we're in this guild, which we can get you an invite to if you start playing. And I don't think I did anything special. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that we all had... Is that true? I don't know if I'm telling the truth or not. That may have just been a drop. I'm not sure. That's what I thought it was anyway. Let's see. Retail will get better with Microsoft. Michael says, disagree, but honestly hope you're right. But WoW's been god-awful since Legion. That was 5 years ago. Yeah, we'll just have to see, man. We'll just have to see. I doubt I'll ever be a fan of retail. It's just doubtable that they could bring it to a level. But I do really like Classic. Wrath is a ton of fun. It doesn't have everything I want in an MMO, but it has enough. It has enough to make me having a really good time. Yeah, Dragon Ball Online, we were ridiculously impressed. We went in with very low expectations, and we really enjoyed it. So that'll be tomorrow. We'll be continuing that. Well, guys, I'm going to hop off of here. My wife's grandma has a doctor's appointment I need to bring her to, and then I've got to finish this video so I can get it launched, Gilbert had a guild sigil on the cape. Vanguard does not have that. Oh, my bad. Well, I don't know where this came. Must have just been a drop then. Because Renfell had one too. I do, but it's hard to see at nighttime. But I've also got a... Maybe if I hit... Isn't it K? No, you still kind of can't see it. Must have just been dropped in. That would be amazing. Well, guys, everyone have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the stream today. I've got a video launching here soon about Embers Adrift and my experience there when I played it for 5 hours on Saturday. Got a good feel for its general gameplay loop. Got a video coming out today about that, the good, the bad, how I feel about that game. It should be out this afternoon around 2:30, 3 o'clock. And thanks everybody so much for joining in today. Hope you'll come back. I will be streaming some more here in a bit. Unfortunately, for me, we're going to be continuing to play on the Pantheon MMO 101 show, Fractured Online. So I'll be continuing that journey, much to my disappointment so far, and we'll see how that goes. But we'll be doing group contents, hopefully, so maybe that'll make it a little better. But guys, everyone have a great day. Thank you so much, and until next time, my friends, God bless, and happy gaming. Cricket, I'll never admit it.